Hello, everybody. I think we're live. Are we live? Are we? Hopefully, we're live. Hello. We're live, right? We're live. Hell yeah. We're freaking live. We're live. Let's freaking go. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to Claudier's book stream again. Today, I just really want to read more than gaming. I haven't done much in a very long time, but I think this is good. This is good. This is good. I mean, this is good. I just read more often than usual. I think it practices my narration toned out for a bit, but that's it. Um, Nothing much. What's going on? Um, Maybe an hour or so.
Proving myself for my future.
So it's best to read. This is where we last left off on tomorrow, and page 33. Okay. She didn't find out that he was married until about 4 months in. As her sophomore year was ending, he said that he needed to tell us something before this got serious. Wait, what? Oh shit. Sadie loved Dove. Oh my god, what the hell? I like where you see where you lived. It was. Why shouldn't you? Sadie said. I'd like to see where you live. It was the first adult relationship Sadie ever had. Though he was very much her teacher, but as her lover, he was such a better teacher than he'd just been her teacher. She learned so much from him. It was like having a seminar all the time. He encouraged her to improve solutions. He showed her techniques he had for building game engines. Never use someone else's engines if you can't help it, Dove warned. You see too much of them. She loved playing games with him and having sex with him and telling her ideas to him. She loved him. She didn't find out he was married until 4 months in. As her sophomore year was ending, he said he needed to tell something before this got out any more serious. They'd been planning for Shade to spend the summer in his apartment. He said that his wife was back in Israel. They were separated. That's why he'd come to MIT. They both needed a break from the marriage. So she knows about me, Sadie asked. Not in so many words, but she knows about the possibility of someone like you, Dove said. Don't worry, there's nothing shady about it. And yet Sadie didn't feel shady about it. She did not entirely believe Dove and Sadie felt as if she had tricked into behaving immorally. She had inadvertently ended up having an affair with a married man, and even though she hadn't known that at the beginning, she knew it. She knew it now. And maybe if she was she were honest with herself, she hadn't known. Maybe she had been the player in solution. Maybe she hadn't had asked the right or enough questions because she hadn't wanted to know the answers. Still, she spent the summer with Dove. She loved him and was at this point a bit addicted with being with him. She did an internship at the Cellar Door Games in Boston, and she never told anyone at the company who her boyfriend was. Among the game designers, Dove was famous, and she didn't even want her back. Dove's wife, she was so busy concealing and having the affair with Dove, and she didn't feel like she'd made much of an impression with the cellar door. She had been creative, and she'd always been the first one to leave. It perhaps goes without saying that Sadie hadn't been protecting Dove, where she had didn't reveal to her colleagues at the cellar door who her boyfriend was. She had also been protecting herself. There were even fewer women in professional games that there were at MIT, and Sadie didn't want a hobble herself because she hadn't begun her career. It was unfair, but attractive young women who had been reputation for sleeping with powerful men acquired professional baggage. They sometimes found that they have difficult time being taken seriously when they move on from those men. She did not want her unprofessional resume in gaming to begin with the words Dove Mistress Teenage Mistress. As much as love and as she was with Dove, Sadie was already imagining a future that didn't have with him in it. That is crazy. What the fuck? Damn. Fuck. I hate white women. I mean, white men. In the fall of the junior year, she took artificial intelligence, and Hannah Levin, who had been, who had she had been with since Dove Seminar, was in the same breakout recitation session as her. I hope there aren't any hard feelings, Sadie said in the end of the class. I never intended to offend you. Please. The only reason you make a game like that is to offend, Hannah replied. I didn't pursue it because your boyfriend talked me out of it, and I didn't want it to come back and bite me in the ass someday. He wasn't my boyfriend when I was in that class, Sadie said. But Hannah was already walking out the door. Sadie hadn't worked on a game of her own since she'd been with Dove, though she did occasionally help him with his. It was easier in some ways to work with for Dove than it was to do her own work. Her work seemed like a basic uninterest compared to the kind of work Dove was doing. Her work was basic and uninteresting. She had been turned 20. She had just turned 20. Everyone's work is basically uninteresting at 20. But being around Dove made her feel impatient with her 20-year-old brain and the quality of its ideas. She had been with Dove 10 months, and when she ran into Sam in the train station, she had she saw him long before he saw her. There was there he was. His coat is too big for his boyish frame, his gait lurching, but determined, his eyes focused ahead. She was quite sure he would never look back and notice her, and she was glad of it. He was unchanged, pure, and had not done things that she done. He had not done the things she had done compared to him. She felt aged and withered, and she thought if they spoke, he would able be sense of her decay. But for whatever reason, he turned back, and he called her name, and she kept walking. But then he called out one more time, Sadie Marie Miranda Green, you have died of dysentery. Sam could not be ignored, but the childish shared reference could not be. It was an invitation to play. She turned. Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Before returning to Israel for the winter break, Dov had warned Sadie that he couldn't be in contact so much. Family things, he said. You know how it is. Sadie said she was cool, though if she said it, she wasn't sure if she was cool. She knew that he had no choice but to be cool. And cool girls definitely didn't ask their lovers if they were planning to see their supposedly estranged wives over the winter break. If she wasn't cool, Dove might end the relationship, and Sadie couldn't hear that. She had come to depend on Dove. She realized in retrospect that 1.5 years she might spend on MNT before she met Dove, and had incredibly lonely. She hadn't made any real friends, and to go from having friends to having no friends to having Dove as your friend was an intense experience. He was like a bright, warm light over everything in her life. She felt lit up, turned on. There was no one better to talk about games. There was no one better to run ideas by. Yes, she loved him, but she also liked him. She liked herself when she was with him. Recently, she had suspected when he was losing interest in her, so she had attempted to make herself more interesting. She had tried to dress better. She had gotten a haircut. She bought herself a lacy underwear. She had to read a book about wine so she could be acknowledgeable at dinner, the way she had imagined an older lover would be. He once said in passing that it was amazing how little American Jews knew about Israel, and she read a book about the founding of Israel, and she'd never conversant, conversant, but it didn't seem to matter. She sometimes felt like it was trying to find fault with her. If Sadie spent the day reading novel, he'd say, "When I was your age, I was constantly programming." Or if Sadie was too slow to complete a task Dove was assigned to her, he would say, "You're brilliant, but you're lazy." In addition of working Dove's games, Sadie had full course load. If Sadie mentioned to Dove, he would say, "Never, ever, ever, ever." Slave dudes, what the hell? Never ever complain what he'd say. This is why I don't work with students. If she hadn't told me the games I admired, he didn't think much. He wouldn't tell her reason it was terrible, and that didn't just go for games. It was movies, books, and arts too. It got to the point where she was never outright of to say her opinion of anything. She trained herself to begin conversation. "What did you think, Dove?" And she'd be cool because that's what the mistress were. Mistress Sadie thought. Sadie laughed a bit of herself, thinking this was what it was like to play someone else's game, to play an illusion of choice without an actual choice. "Why does the brilliant one laugh so very ruefully?" Dove asked. "No reason. Call me when you get back," she said. Oh my god, this book. My ex should read this book. Sadie was moody and quiet the entire time she was in California for the holiday. She felt fluish, permanently jet lagged, worn out. She felt like most of her holidays sleeping in her childhood bed under faded rose print sheets, reading the dog eared paperbacks of her youth. "What's wrong with you?" Alice asked. "Everyone's worried." Alice was her first year at Medieval of UCLA. "I'm fine," Sadie asked. "I think I might have caught something on the plane." "Well, don't get me sick. I can't afford it." Alice refused to even more of an air to Lady. Sadie didn't feel like she couldn't tell anyone about her family about Dove, even Alice, or perhaps especially Alice. Alice liked their grandmother and had a strong distaste for life's inevitable gray areas. Alice studied Sadie. She put her hand on her forehead, then she looked at Sadie. "You don't feel hot, but I don't think you're fine," Alice said. Sadie changed the subject. "You'll never guess who I ran into the Harvard Square." In the end, Alice had been one who told Sam about Sadie's community service project. Alice always claimed that jealousy hadn't been motivator, and Sadie came to believe that it hadn't been. But it was no secret that Alice had never liked the idea of Sadie doing community service at a hospital, and Alice had been disgusted when Sadie received the Community Service Award from the temple. About 3 months before Sadie's bat mitzvah, Alice had run into Sam at the hospital. Alice had been there for routine follow up blood tests. She had been in remission for about a year. Sam had been there for yet another surgery revision of his foot. They did not know each other well, and what Alice did know of Sam, she did not particularly like. She found that Sadie's relationship with Sam to be strange, part of Sadie's fault. When Alice expressed interest in meeting her new friend, Sadie had claimed that Sam wasn't really her friend. She had emphasized the volunteerism aspects of relationship and had described Sam as a pretty pathetic. There was a part of Sadie that would hadn't wanted Alice to know Sam, to offer her of opinions about him as candidly as all Alice offered opinions of Sadie. Other friends and classmates, Alice was clever, but then she had been the kind of cleverness that verged into unkind and has gotten worse. In the years later, she had diagnosed with leukemia. Sadie didn't want Sam to view through her sister acute and often unforgiving lens. And so when Alice saw Sam in the hospital, Alice's first instinct was to ignore him. "You're Sadie's sister, right?" Sam said. "I'm Sam." "I know who you are," Alice said. One of Sam's many doctors and pediatrician orthopedist spotted the two kids together and mistook Alice for Sadie, who was always at the hospital. "Hi, Sam. Hi, Sadie." "What are you about?" Sam said. "This is not Sadie. It's her sister, Alice." "Of course," the doctor said. "You don't look alike." "Yes," Alice said. "But I'm 2 years older and my hair is straighter. But the easiest way to tell my sister from me is I don't have the time shape with me." The conversation ended when a nurse called Alice, and they were to see you around. Sam. Alice called. Sam called Sadie at home and might. I ran into your sister in a hospital. Sam reported. Yeah, Alice was there. Sadie said, "Sorry, I was going to try to go at bar mitzvah class. Guess what's the game I'm looking at right now? What? King Quest the Fourth. I've got Bub to take the baggage. What the fuck is this? Take the baggage. It was a. I screamed when I knew it was Sam. Graphics so much they're better than Zelda. You said you'd wait for me to start. I didn't really start. I installed it. That's all. Listen, the music got 10 better too. Sadie held the phone to the computer so he could hear the MIDI track. It's not coming through very well, Sadie said. Sadie, Alice, and that weird thing. Ignore her. That's just Alice. She's the rudest person I know. Sadie yelled at the loud for Alice over here. Do you think if your foot isn't hurting too much, you're out of the hospital? Oh, shit. That's crazy. Oh, shit. There's going to be a lot of book reading. It's almost like I'm going to read one more page and then I'm going to rest. It's almost 2 a.m. I need to sleep early. Dong Yoon can drive. Can you drive over to my house on Sunday so we can play through King Quest 4? If Dong Yoon drives you, I'm pretty sure I can get my dad to drive you. I don't know. I don't think I'll be there for at least a week. Maybe longer this time. That's cool. Maybe I can bring the disc and we'll install it on. Sadie, she said the thing about you're having a timeshare or something like that. Sadie paused for a second, though she hadn't knew this day would come and prepared what to say. Sadie, it's not a big thing, Sadie said. There's a form I get filled out when I'm in hospital. I think everyone has them. Sure, Sam said. Right. But my grandparents don't have them. Oh, that's weird. Maybe they do have them and you never notice. Or maybe it's kids can visit other kids at the hospital. That makes sense. For security, Sadie improvised. Sharon's calling me for dinner. Can I call you back? Sadie did not call him back. 5 minutes before 9, the latest time was he was allowed to call her house. He phoned her again for a moment. She considered her dad to say she wasn't home. But Sadie, Alice called it's a timesheet, Sam said. Sure, it's also a timesheet. It says how many hours I was in hospital. Why are you fixating on that? Did you ask Dong Hyun about the weekend? But why would you know that? I, I, Sadie, I said. To keep track of things, I guess. Long pause. Or some sort of candy stripper. If I was a candy stripper, I had to wear that dress. And I've never wear that dress. Other than that dress, Samson. Uh, you're being incredibly tedious. Can we talk about something else? Was this sort of community service project to you? Sam asked. No, Sam. Do you think Alice was truly seen by the people around her? Sadie's a mess. Holy fuck, Sadie is a mess. She reminds me of my ex. Jesus Christ, she's a mess too. But I do love her. But fuck. God dang it. Fuck. Tough luck. Tough luck. You've read this book, Kingspan? This is crazy. I gotta read it more. Oh my god. What a mess, to be honest. I am like crazy. Crazy. This is so effed up, to be honest. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyways. Yes, sir. Oh, really? That's really cool. That's really cool. Yes, sir. Oh, that's cool. Just kidding, guys. I don't love my ex. It's just like, it's probably the familiarity, what it is, but it just reminds me of this. Jesus Christ, Sadie's such a mess. The amount of lying, and oh god, I can't wait to read all of it. This is such a good book. They should adapt this for like a TV series or something. We were friends, or did you not just feel bad for me, or when it was homework assignment, or what? Sadie, what was it? I need to know. Friends. How can you think otherwise? You're my best friend. Sadie was near tears. I don't believe you, Sam said. You were never my friend. You're some rich asshole volunteer from Beverly Hills, and I'm just mentally ill, poor kid with a screw up leg. Well, I don't require your patronage anymore. Sam, it's hard to explain, but it had nothing to do with you. The form was a game to me. I guess I like seeing the hours add up. She suddenly had the insight she thought Sam would respond to. I was going for the high score. I got I got up to 609, but I think it's more than you're a liar and a really bad person. And none of that seems strong enough. You're a you're a He searched his mind, but for the worst word he have had ever had. Cunt, he whispered. He had never said that word before, and that word felt exotic, as if they were speaking a foreign language. What? Sadie said. Sam knew cunt to be a Rubicon. He had once overheard his mother's boyfriend call her for his words during an argument, and Anna transformed from a woman into an obelisk. Obelisk? After that night, he had never seen his boyfriend again. This boyfriend again. And so he knew the four letters possess profound magical properties. Cunt could make a person disappear from your life forever. And he decided that indeed, this was what he wanted to forget. He had never ever met Sadie Green, and that had he never been so pathetic and cretinous as to imagine she was his friend. You're a cunt, he repeated. I've never want to see you again. Sam hung up the phone. Sadie sat on her rose print comforter, holding the telephone by burning cheek. Cunt wasn't Sam's typical diction, and when he said it, his reedy voice had sounded comical to Sadie. Her impulse had been to laugh. She has been was not the popular at her school, but she was sturdy, weatherproof individual, and the most insult didn't feel like anything. Ugly, annoying, nerd, bitch, stuck up, whatever. But some words she felt the phone hang up to chirp adamantly, but she could never bring herself to hang it up. She wasn't even entirely sure what a cunt was. She only knew that she had hurt Sam, and and she probably was a cunt. And to be honest, yeah. Boy, slum dunk man ang hairstyle. Yes, sir, Virgil. What's good, man? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. What made you read that book though? So, what made me read this book? So, okay, fun fact. So this book, why I'm reading it, is because a girl I like back in November. I didn't know she liked me earlier the year, but prior to that, I had a girlfriend, and she really didn't like me. But she was really bummed out when I had a girlfriend, and then after that, I've been single for a couple months now, around 6 or 7 months. I find her interesting. I was like, you know what, I'm single, might as well hang out with this girl. We first grabbed matcha, and then the second is we watched a movie, a really shitty movie to be honest. It's very disappointing. Um, and then yeah, we ate Chinese food, and then I mean, like she's a good friend, right? And then I've been following and supporting her lately, but I never realized like, wow, she's something. She's something. Like she's the type of girl like she likes slow burns fiction. So this is like the perfect combo of everything. So like I'm reading this right now before I give it to her. So sort of disappointed, but the book is a fucking rage bait. Holy shit, really? I thought it was a perfect book for her to read. I feel like she's gonna be pissed when I let her read it again. Want to recommend to someone who had a shitty ex. Oh, I have a shitty ex. She've never had a girlfriend. She never had. Oh, she never had a boyfriend. She had never had a boyfriend in her life. So, I just want to read it. To be honest, it's freaking rage bait, but like, fuck. I might as well just. It's peak performative male. To be honest, might as well read it. Might as well read it. Might as well read it. To be honest, I don't know if I can. I read it before the 14th. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to surprise her with this book. I didn't get to read it. I want her to read it, and I wanted her to know about it. So, I think I'm gonna end at page 41. To be honest, I am getting sleepy, and it's like 5 minutes to pass to him. You might freak her out with the book. You won't get a yes joke. Really? That's crazy. Freak her out with a book? Damn, that's crazy. Freak her out. Like, yeah, okay, I kind of want her. I want to date her. I want to take her out for Valentine's Day. But I do know. I do not know. I do not know. I do not know. Valentine's Day. There we go. Honestly, yo, Kingspan, I'm gonna continue reading this tomorrow. I have work tomorrow. It's currently 2 a.m. So I really appreciate if you follow. So we could talk again tomorrow. However, I am super sorry to disappoint. I need to end it now because I need to sleep. I feel like sleep is so much better than reading this right now. Hopefully I did my plans. Thank you guys so much for dropping in. I really appreciate y'all. Like, probably sleeping would be good right now.
Proving myself for my future wife. Day 3. Today I'm currently
Because you'd hate the idea of being in a relationship with that fucking book. What the hell? Because you'd hate the idea of being in a relationship, friendship with that fucking book. Oh, damn, that's really hatred of that words. Okay, damn. Good night. Good night, Kingspan. I will see you, man. Thank you so much for dropping in, and hopefully you follow. Thank you. And I really hate to end it. I really want to read like before the chapter ends. To be honest, good night. I really want to read it more, but however, I really need to get some rest. I need to have like a good 6 hour of sleep, and that is something I want. Like that is something I really want. To be honest, that is want what I like I want. To be honest. So yeah. Oh my God, Bestie. Holy shit, Bestie. Were you listening to to my thing? Bestie, that's super cool. Well, thank you so much. Hopefully you got what the heck? You guys are just dropping in. What the heck is happening? I was supposed to. Of course. Were you listening? I want to really continue this one because like on my day off probably I want to read. I just want to do book streams. So this is one of the books I'll be reading. Um, yeah, this is one of the books. I need to get like self improving books. I do have one book that I've been reading is How to Make Friends and Influence People. Hope you like it though. I will definitely like it to be honest. I I've stopped reading books, so I want to read books to be honest. So reading books is probably cool, right? I like audiobooks, but I feel like reading it's so much better. Wait. Oh fuck. Hold on. Fuck. Okay, there we go. Oh fuck. I hope you liked it though. Oh man. Self improvement books are cool to be honest. It's a nice way to reset your life. Self improvement books are peak to be honest. It's a nice way to reset your life perspective. Self improvement books are cash grabs to be honest. Whoa! Who is King Spen to be honest? Damn. King Spen 96. You are you a book reader yourself? This is this is crazy. Accurately it's insane. You are getting accurates after accurates. We do love that. We do love that. You're getting accurates after accurates. That's super cool. Hey, you are
Proving myself for my future wife. Day 3. Today I'm proving myself.
shit. Okay, okay. I'm a really need to go to sleep. So thank you guys so much for everybody dropping in. Hopefully you guys can follow and watch my new video. It's on my IG, but you could also follow it on everywhere to be honest. It's even on TikTok to be honest. So you wouldn't be a problem. Won't be a problem to be honest. So you good. Won't be a problem. Night night. I play games but read books as well. It was nice seeing a streamer read books. Hey, thank you so much. Hopefully I see you. Okay, tomorrow I'll be reading books every day. I'm trying to do this consistently. Tomorrow we'll be reading another book on tomorrow's stream. So, which is today actually. It's 2 a.m. So, I'll be announcing it. Go follow me on IG. I have a channel, or I'll be just announcing it on my Instagram. So basically, if I'm gonna stream, I'll be announcing it there, or just follow and have your notifications on, and we'll be there as well. So yeah. What time though? Wait, what? Are you Filipino time? Are you Filipino? Are you Filipino? Where are you from? Where are you from, Kingpen? Really depends. Really depends. Cool. Around, hopefully I'm early. I'll just announce if I could do the book stream and continue it and rage bait the freak out of it. So that's cool. Wait, Philippines. I'll just announce it to be honest. Hopefully I could do it at 9 p.m. or before gym, cause I be work. I need to be working out now. I need to be working out. I need to. I think it's a guaranteed need to work out. I need to work out. I really need to work out. I'm cooked. So, yeah. I'm super cooked tomorrow. Holy shoot. Oh my god, I am